You might be wondering whether the NHRC actually enforces human rights, or if it is only an advisory body, and how that affects cases you read about in the papers. By the end of this video, you will be completely clear about the NHRC, its legal status, composition, main functions, working limitations, and how to use this knowledge in your UPSC answers. I will explain everything step by step in simple language so the facts stick and the analysis becomes easy in mains answer writing. First, let us look at how and why the NHRC was set up. The National Human Rights Commission was established in 1993 through the Protection of Human Rights Act passed by Parliament, which makes it a statutory, not a constitutional body. Think of the NHRC as a watchdog created by law to oversee rights like life, liberty, equality, and dignity guaranteed by the Constitution and international treaties. Its origin was a response to the need for stronger institutional arrangements to investigate allegations of rights violations and to complement existing protections. The Act also links the NHRC to international covenants such as the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights that India accepted in 1979. Now let us picture the commission itself so you can visualize its structure during your revision. At the top is a chairperson who must be a retired Chief Justice of India or a Supreme Court judge, supported by 5 members with specified judicial or human rights experience. By design, at least one of the 3 expert members must be a woman, which is important for representation questions in the exam. There are 7 ex officio members drawn from national commissions for minorities, women, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, backward classes, child rights, and the Chief Commissioner for persons with disabilities. A 6-member selection committee recommends appointments to the President, and this committee includes the Prime Minister, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, leaders of opposition in both houses, and the Central Home Minister. Terms are for 3 years or until age 70, whichever comes earlier, and members can be reappointed subject to the rules laid down by the government. It is useful for UPSC Prelims to remember the year 1993, the Protection of Human Rights Act, and that the NHRC is statutory, not constitutional. Let us move to what the NHRC actually does and how it works on the ground. The Commission can inquire into violations of human rights on its own initiative, on petitions filed, or on orders from a court, and it can intervene in legal proceedings concerning human rights. It inspects jails and detention centers to assess living conditions, reviews legal safeguards, studies factors inhibiting human rights such as terrorism, and promotes human rights research and awareness. Practically, the NHRC also works with NGOs, holds open hearings and camp sittings to reach victims, and spreads awareness through outreach programs. During inquiries, it operates with the powers of a civil court, can call for reports from central and state authorities, and has investigative staff, though it may also use government officers. However, the NHRC cannot inquire into incidents that occurred more than 1 year before the complaint was received, which is a key procedural limitation. Remember this 1-year limitation when you answer mains questions on access to justice and remedy. After inquiries, the Commission recommends compensation, suggests legal or disciplinary action against public servants, proposes interim relief for victims, and can approach the Supreme Court or High Courts for directions. But here comes the critical nuance often missed by aspirants. And this is your exam advantage. The NHRC is primarily recommendatory, which means its orders are not legally binding. Yet, the government is required to inform the Commission within 1 month about action taken on its recommendations. This dual character, limited legal teeth but significant moral and administrative influence, is important for balanced UPSC answers. Another limitation is restricted direct jurisdiction over armed forces, where the Commission can only seek reports and make recommendations to the central government, which then responds within 3 months. Turning briefly to problems faced by the NHRC. It struggles with administrative and financial constraints, manpower shortages, and an ever-growing caseload. The Commission receives roughly 1 lakh complaints a year, and to manage this workload, it often hires retired officers as consultants while still operating below sanctioned strength. Funding comes as grants in aid from the Ministry of Home Affairs, and issues such as purchase autonomy and delegation of powers have been raised for strengthening independence. The manpower shortfall affects on-the-ground inquiries, legal support, and timely disposal of cases. And the Supreme Court has at times urged the government to address these gaps. For exam strategy, treat the NHRC as a strong recommendatory body with procedural powers and notable constraints, and use that contrast in evaluation questions. Prelims may ask factual points, like the year of establishment, the Parent Act, composition rules, the 1-year limitation, and the recommendatory nature. Mains answers need analysis on the NHRC's role in protecting rights, its successes in creating accountability, and reforms needed in funding and manpower for better compliance with Paris principles. Before we wrap up, let us quickly recap the essentials so they stay fresh for your revision. The NHRC was set up in 1993 under a statute, acts as a watchdog with recommendatory powers, has a chairperson who is a retired Chief Justice or Supreme Court judge, and works through inquiry, inspection, and recommendations. It can inspect prisons, intervene in court matters, promote research and awareness, but cannot inquire into complaints older than 1 year and cannot directly punish violators. Key problems include administrative, financial, and manpower constraints, while its influence remains substantial despite legal power. And remember the key idea most aspirants miss, which is the NHRC's mixed character of being non-binding yet influential, and the 1-year limitation that narrows its reach. You are now ready to answer prelim factual questions, frame a balanced mains argument, and refer to realistic reforms if asked. If you found this helpful and want clear exam-focused videos and practice questions on human rights and governance, continue learning with EduRev for structured notes, quizzes, and model answers. Keep revising these points, and good luck with your UPSC preparation.